We're live. My bad. Hello. We My
Here
bad.
you go.
It is Tuesday. We are live up in here in CMG Studios. Back.
Oh yeah.
Now I gotta share this to my page and then tag you knuckleheads. It's definitely a great day to be breathing. We are
Definitely.
right? We are
Definitely.
here together, looking good. Let me get a wise shot here. Oh, my brothers are here. Victor and Fatine.
Yep, in the house. Time to do what we do on Tuesday
What
evening.
we do?
Do
roll
what we
it.
do.
I wasn't ready. Let's try that again. I wasn't even close.
he
to being
missed his
ready.
cue.
I wasn't even close to being ready. I'm sorry.
He said,
I'm
let's
so
roll it. He,
sorry.
boom,
My
boom, boom.
bad. All right. Welcome. Let's roll it. Taggy Tea of Life. We are here on this Tuesday. Back.
Back in black, right?
Back.
Back in black, baby.
Yeah, still that. Welcome to Take Tea of Life. I'm your host, Veronica. Back with you on this Tuesday. Feeling good. I hope you're feeling good out there as well. As you can see, my voice still is not back. Do y'all care?
I mean, of course we care, but it's nothing we can do.
I mean,
You need. I think Victor told you a long time ago what you could do. It's like an old remedy, but you're adult now, so a couple of honey packs in your tea with a little lemon, and you'll be good. Got to follow what Victor says. I think you'll be really good. Honey pack with some tea and lemon before going to bed. You'll be good. Try what Victor says. Try it.
a honey pack.
I don't think honey packs work for women, but
I'm not even
try
getting ready to try it.
you can try it if you want. I don't think honey packs work for women.
Well, I'm not going to be the first one to attempt to see if it works for us or not.
You know it does. It does. Because the generic name, which Hanifa took for blood pressure, help opens up arteries. It does have a little of different effect on a woman. There's women Viagra, you know that. But anyway, we ain't talking about Viagra. We talking about getting
We
your
don't
voice
need that.
together.
Thank you. Okay.
So-
So I've been doing, first of all, who are you tonight? Hello.
Vic White, North Florence, South Carolina.
Okay, that's all we get tonight. Vic White is back with us. Yes, my co-host. And to my left, WBLS radio station, Brother Fatine is back with us tonight as well.
Yeah.
Welcome
Thank you.
to you both. I mean, yeah, I gotta get it together. Like, welcome to all of you out there who are joining us tonight, who are on the live right now. Those of you who's gonna watch later, welcome to Tanky Tea of Life. This is where we talk about any and everything, from relationships to things going
Situationships.
all of that and more. We do that right here on Tanky Tea of
I
Life.
see a special friend in here.
Oh,
CC, oh Lord. What's up, C?
all right.
That's a special friend. I'll leave it like that.
CC?
I'll leave C Smith. I'll leave it like that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, welcome to Tanky Tea of Life, CC. So we are back from the weekend. How was y'all weekend? Who wants to go first? Victor?
So we talking about weekends this week? I'ma just decline.
We always talk about weekends.
We didn't last week.
Because we had a guest.
Yeah.
We jumped right in with
We had
Oh,
it.
I
We just-
overskipped that? I thought
Yeah.
I said, how was y'all weekend?
Nah,
Oh no, we did not.
we jumped in.
Oh,
You know, sometimes that happens.
well, how was your weekend?
My weekend was cool. Family was back in town. Not for death this time, but they came to help their aunt house down in Pamplico, and then we had a fish fry in Florence, and and
Mm.
Henny slushies, and I got to get up Sunday morning early, so it is what it is. But it was a good weekend. It's quiet. I'm kind of like mellow. I need something to pick me up.
Hmm. I
Mm.
wonder what that would be.
I'm telling. I think it's interaction. I think it's adult interaction. I really do. I think it is. I'm with family a lot, but I do spend a lot of time by myself and I work, and I think a little adult interaction more, a little bit more.
Hmm. Yeah. Definitely have to keep yourself active, you know.
Hmm.
I mean, it is good when you can have downtime and, just a relaxing weekend where you don't have anything planned. It's just a free weekend to do
Hmm.
whatever you want. What did I do? I went to the farmer's market.
Oh,
I did.
that's very exciting. Let's ring the bell for that one.
I went to the farmer's. Look, Neek talked about that when she was here too, about going to the farmer. Listen, it doesn't take much. Farmer's market make me happy. I brought me some honey. I
Stay around that honey, I told you.
hmm I what else did I buy? I got me some plums. They have plums there. It wasn't,
Sweet.
it was okay. Where did I get my cherries from? Cherries. I bought cherries this weekend from Sam's, and it was really sweet this weekend. And while I was at the farmers market, I had to stop to McLeod Farms, and I got me some butter pecan ice cream.
Yep.
It's a must when you go to the farmers market. It's a must that you stop to McLeod Farms and get some ice cream, some peaches, whatever it is.
Just let us know next time you do all that, and we'll set off some fireworks for you. All right.
Well, this weekend at the farmers market, I think they have the tractor show, so it's going to be a lot of people there this weekend. So, if you guys want to get together, we can hang out at the farmers market this weekend. What do you think?
I got something to do.
I'm gonna find something to do. Oh God.
Well, dang. What's going on, everybody? Hey, Neat. Yeah, see, Neat she went there last weekend. I know, Neat. We're gonna have to plan a trip to McLeod Farms. To the farmers market together. That way, we can take our time. We can look at the different booths and just have girl time. Hi, who else on here? Hey, who else? Oh, Gloria's watching. I see Jermaine. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Sissy. Cece Smith, you already said her. Hey, Miss Sadie. All the ones out there watching. Hey, Thomas. So, I have a question for you guys. We're going to just jump right into it. So, a guy asked me, how do women feel about men shaving their body parts? How from the underarms to their private parts to their legs? Like, how do women feel about men shaving their body parts?
How say that question again?
How do women feel about men shaving their body parts?
Victor, that's a question for her.
Yeah,
She said for that. I can't answer that.
I
But
mean, if
that's for you.
y'all
That's for
if
you.
y'all hold up, I was gonna throw the question to you all in a different way. I wasn't finished. Excuse me.
Sound like you did put a period on it, but you had a comma. I got it.
Excuse me. So, to the ladies out there, how do y'all feel about men, shaving their body parts, underarms, their legs, their private parts? Like, how do you feel about that? I feel to each his own, but it will feel a little weird, I guess. But this new generation, they're doing everything that men from my generation wasn't doing. So, new generation, like I said, they're doing these things. They're getting their nails and feet did. Yeah, I see you over there. I know you. Yeah, I know you do
I
that.
do that. Yep.
But so I'm reversing the question to you men and ladies. You all can join in the comments and answer that question that I threw out there for you all. But men, so I'm asking you guys, how do y'all feel about women shaving everything from underarms to their legs to their for JJ? Like, how do y'all feel about that? Whoever wants to
I
start.
I'll jump in there real quick. I come up in an era where it wasn't something that was prevalent done, but then in the when it got, a little later, I liked it. I did, I did. It just it fit your femininity. It really did. To me, it made you a little bit more feminine. And and again, I've seen it as a kid with my mother and the aunts, and again, I didn't see no private parts, but hair under the arm. But now, when Hanifa started doing that, and some women do a little design on the vajayjay and stuff like that, yeah, a little slit of hair like that or whatever. But on the serious side, it to me it just made you a little bit more feminine for me. So I enjoyed it. I would rather it be done than not done.
Just a second. I am so sorry because I am out of order. And then we're going to get to Vic White, see what he have to say about this. But first of all, shouts out to Journey Soap Bar. She is sponsoring Tangity of Life. Journey Soap Bar is located in 2 locations, Hartsville and also in the Florence area. Make sure that you hit up Journey Soap Bar for your body butters, for your oils, for your all of these are natural products. All of these are handmade by Kendra, the owner. Make sure you check out Journey Soap Bar, Hartsville location, Florence location. They have beard oils, soap bombs, and so much more. And they all smell delicious. So when you walk in the store, you smell nothing but good goods. And she is sponsoring Tangy Tea of Life. Shouts out to Kendra and Journey Soap Bar. We will be giving away a basket for Father's Day. So Kendra will be making a basket for Father's Day, so get ready for that. You're going to have all sorts of things in your basket. I don't know what's going to be in there yet, but what are you laughing at?
I'm listening. I'm listening.
Can we do something special for Father's Day?
I'm not stopping. My laughter was not stopping the Father's Day basket. I'm just curious to see what this basket's gonna look like.
Does it matter? It's a gift.
Yeah, it matters.
And you're going to have some very special items in there, trust and believe.
Oh, I know.
All of her products are good.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I've been a customer of Journey Soap Bar, over there on Cashua by Mickey Finn's. I've been in there, and I must say she made me feel like at home, even though she ain't knew who I was. So it's not the simple fact of where it's coming from, but Father's Day has always been lackluster compared to Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, President's Day, Election Day, fucking Arbor Day. But being as if that, y'all get the big days, it might seem like it's not as important to Father's Day.
Well, guess what?
What's that?
We are making it happen.
Oh, I hear you.
Journey Soap Bar. We are definitely looking out for the men and this Father's Day.
Mm-hmm.
You guys will be getting a special something from Journey Soap Bar. So we're not leaving you guys out. I mean, Father's Day is special as well. We wouldn't be here without fathers. It takes mothers and fathers to make us, right? So at times we may seem like we leave you guys out, for your special day. But you're heavy on our hearts.
One thing real quick, because I want to hear what Victor has to say about your question. On Father's Day, well, Mother's Day, of course, like Vic says, we've talked about this it's a double standard. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. And we don't need to break that down because we kind of went in this in the past. But when Mother's Day come, our softball was shut down. We have to go out. We got to deal with crowds. Then Father's Day come. We played softball, but it fit me because when I came home, I got what I wanted. I didn't want to go out to dinner, and I would get a dinner, and the rest of the evening would be relaxed or whatever. So it worked for me. So Father's Day, it was appropriate. And I got some decent stuff. It just wasn't a tie and socks. They didn't really buy me ties because I was kind of creative with ties, and I matched it up with my suits back then when I worked in corporate America. So I got watches and nice creative things that was really nice for my daughters and Hanifa then. So it Father's Day worked for me. I don't really have too many complaints.
Oh, see? Awesome, Fatim. Great to hear that. We care about our fathers, most definitely. So, Vic White, what do you think about women shaving their? But once again, thank you, Kendra and Journey Soap Bar. We appreciate you so much, Victor.
Um, yeah. So when it comes to the shaving, um, I'm not gonna say I don't have a preference, but I'm gonna just say everybody should not shave. Um, there are just some people that just shouldn't. I know everybody wants to be, proud of what they got, but
What?
I'm just saying everybody ain't as lovely as they think they are.
Lovely in certain spots, certain areas. Are you talking about?
I mean, sometimes hair hides things, but all I'm saying is everybody can't shave, but I prefer, for a woman to be, bald,
Hmm.
baby bald.
Mm-hmm.
But some people just shouldn't do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna just leave it at that.
So since you threw this question out to the man, I got a question for Vic.
Oh boy.
No, it's a man's question. It's real, and I'll be, well, I'm going where I'm going, Vic, because Vic talks about
Oh,
what we like to do,
I'm nervous.
and no, and the hair just gets in the way, and it just becomes messy and sloppy. So when there's no hair there, it's just a smooth sailing, and Vic understands what I'm saying.
Damn right.
There you go. We get right in there. We ain't got to go through the forest to get where we need to get.
That is true.
Yep.
But everybody can't do that though.
There you go.
Everybody can't do that.
They bite people and stuff, so they don't know how to do it. Just stay
Alright.
away from it. Got
Remind
women.
me of Little Shop of Horror.
Yep. Women they be tense because they've been bitten. Like somebody eating corn on the cob, boy. Just stay away if you don't know how to do it down
What the heck is going on?
there. Hey, you in the barbershop right now.
I mean,
You in the barbershop.
you have to, or if y'all talking about like some people shave and they, feel
No.
against your.
No.
Okay, well, forget it, because I feel like this is going left real quick.
No, what
Ask
happens
the
when a
question.
woman got a lot of hair down there and you giving oral, it just gets messy. You want to know, so that's it. So, and then there's some women don't want a man to do oral on them due to the fact that some men can't do it right, and it's not pleasurable for women because they don't know what they're doing.
So my whole thing with the women with the hair, it's not a one time thing. It's got to be maintained. Because if it's not, you got little bumps and shit like that. And I'm not saying that those bumps mean these probably hair bumps, but I will say it just don't look right. So if you're not going to maintain it, just don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember I had to shave down there for religious purposes, and boy, when that hair grew back, it itched. And then you're right, Vic. Some people hair grows back, and the type of hair, if they got that real curly hair and it turns into the skin, they get those hair bumps, like we, on the neck for men. So
Yeah.
you got to take care of yourself. You got to use certain things down there to keep, and your underarms, because a lot of women shave their underarms and don't treat their underarms, and you see the darkness sometimes. So you got to use some cocoa butter or shea butter, or cocoa shea butter, or whatever that works. Vitamin E.
And sometimes
Oil.
that doesn't work. Like I have dark armpits. Can you see that, Victor?
I'm looking in the. I can see it straight.
But
Like, it's
yours
not,
not
like-
like that.
It's
Really,
not like
no.
dark, but I
No,
do
yours not dark,
have,
dark. Yours are fine.
dark armpits.
Yours are fine.
But yeah, like sometimes you can use all those things and it still doesn't turn the color back to your natural color. And it really does come from the deodorants that you're using. That's why I use natural deodorants. Like everything I use now, I try to make sure that it is natural. Only natural products, from soaps to oils to deodorants. Like I just want all natural stuff touching my body.
I just want to say one quick thing on a serious note, y'all. This is a serious note. I'm not being funny, and I noticed when I got heavier some years back, my neck got dark and under my arms got dark, and it had nothing to do with shaving under there. It was diabetes.
Mm.
So when you start to see discoloration around your neck, your underarms, or in your crotch area, you need to make sure that it's not health related. You understand? My neck lightened up. Once that was controlled, my underarms that lightened up because it wasn't controlled, and I wasn't even diagnosed with diabetes number 2 at the time. So my blood sugar was high, that caused my neck and all that to turn dark. So it wasn't controlled, and that was a sign. So I'm just giving you a heads up. When you see any kind of change on your body, make sure you kind of understand why this change, takes place.
Thank you, Fatine. That is a great point. Anything that you see out of the norm on your body, I feel like at this point in life, definitely go get it checked because there's no telling what it is. There's so much out here, like floating in this air. We just have to be careful at all times. So, yeah. Hi to everyone who's just joining us. Tangy Tea of Life. Here we talk about any and everything. Being brought to you by, sponsored by Journey Soap Bar. 2 locations, Hartsfield and Florence. So Lisa says sensitive skin, Veet hair remover works very well. Neek says waxing is better, most definitely. I can't stand John. Kara says her products are awesome. Talking about Journey Soap Bar, the oils and soaps are so good. I won one of the Valentine's baskets. That's right. And I will reorder some of the items that was in the basket. That's right. Congratulations again, Miss Kara. You did win the Valentine's Day basket. So we do have a letter, and it's very short and to the point. What? So, okay, is y'all done talking about armpits and stuff? Okay. Cause I had a feeling Fatine was getting ready to take it somewhere where I was gonna have
But
to
I didn't.
pause.
I said what I had to say.
Thank you so much.
I talked about oral and I talked about health.
Thank
When
you.
the start of the question.
Thank you, Fatine.
You're welcome.
All right, so short and sweet. And this kind of broke my heart because I feel like we've all been there once upon a time. Well, maybe. Maybe. I don't know about y'all. Okay, so she says, once you've experienced what you thought was true love, now turned into heartbreak, how do you deal with it? She says, I was in so much love with this guy for 4 years, and then I found out our relationship was not real because he was cheating from what I've been told the entire time. He did admit to what was told to me, but he said it didn't go down the way the person told me, but yes, he did cheat. She said, my heart is numb and I'm not sure how to move on with life. I feel like I'm losing myself. She said, I lost a part of me. I lost my favorite person in life. I think about him all day and what we once had. I'm so mad at myself for not knowing way before now, just wanting some advice from the panel on how to move on. It hurt so bad. Thank you all so much. And that was it. Short and to the point. So, and I hear stuff like this because I've been down that road. I've been heartbroken, I've been cheated on. And for everyone that been cheated on before, we all know that it is not a good feeling at all. It's not a good feeling for anyone, for a man, for a female, like it's not a great feeling. So she says that she feels like she's losing herself. She lost a part of her, and she feels like she lost her favorite person in life, which was him. Only thing I can tell you is to pray about the situation and ask God to guide your heart and your footsteps. And just know that one day you will be able to move on. I'm guessing this is something new that happened. It's fresh on your mind, fresh on your heart. It's never easy when you been involved with someone for quite some time. Some people may say 4 years is not a long time, but I think 4 years is a very long time to get to know someone. You spending all this time together. I feel like it is definitely it's a hurtful thing, and I just say pray about it, and you definitely will find your way. Also, be mindful of who you're getting your information from. Even though he did say that he admitted to cheating, but we have to be careful who we're getting information from. Um, I'm glad that it was brought to the light, and it would have been whether that person brought it to you or not. It always come back to you. It may take a week. It may take 3 months. It may take 3 years. In your case, 4 years. But eventually, you're gonna find out the truth. So those 4 years, just take it in and know that those 4 years were meant to be. Accept the things that you both went through together, accept the quality time that you all spent together, the good times, the bad times that you all spent together. And like I said, just pray about it and, ask God to help you move on with life, because no one wants to be miserable. I know how it is. I know how it is sitting and thinking about someone that you lost, like thinking things were good between you, and then this happened, and now it's like, oh my gosh, I can't focus at work. I can't sleep at night. I'm not eating. I'm pretty sure that you're dealing with all of this, but just know that better days are ahead. Victor?
Um, I'm a little up in the air about it. When it comes down to when you start talking about true love, you never know what the other person is feeling. So, ma'am, if you in love and this fella cheated on you and you feeling all this, I honestly don't really understand why you left. If you're still speaking highly of this guy and he cheated on you, um, I just don't understand why she left. Um, Love is something that I will never understand, and if anybody understands it, please explain it to me. But what I don't understand is this guy hurt you so bad, but you still losing sleep over him as if y'all are still together. So if you broke it off, then you cut ties, and I get it. You can't just stop your feelings, um, just that quick. But what I don't understand is if someone broke my heart, I cannot give you the time of day in my mind and keep letting you live in my head rent free after you broke my trust. And I know some people can't and some of us can. So I hate the fact that she was so in love and he cheated. But sometimes that's not a deal breaker for everybody. They may spin the block, and if you spin the block with them, then you pretty much condone him doing it again. So that's just all I'm gonna say about that for right now.
So Veronica and Victor, y'all both said some interesting things, and out of that, I'm just gonna stay on some of the things, the good things that. It's not saying that you give bad things. I'm just looking at that some of the majority of the things y'all said I agree with, and anything that I might tweak is not even worth coming up because it's not controversial. But she did say that how do you move on? See that so it's not about what she went through. In a sense, she's at the point asking us, how do you move on? So I can give you the logical part because it is interesting. I have something on my head and it's weighing on me. It is weighing on me. And I'm talking to people about it, but no matter how logical they are, and they are right. Everybody's advice is basically the same, but it doesn't help. Because the logical part is that they're giving me pointers or advice that makes sense. to move on, to get this thing out my head, but the emotional part is the problem. So it's crazy. I looked this up today. So the cliche is stuff. Logical is what, like you said, you have to basically, and like Victor said, and I think Victor said something that was interesting, having somebody live rent free in your head, and that's that's a good point. Meaning that they're occupying space, but you're trying to move on, and you don't really want that to do. So that takes a weaning. You wanna turn to your support system, and that's what I do. I ask people and ask advice. Focus on self acceptance, love yourself, and allow yourself to the pain you feel. See, that's what you have to. You can't run from that pain. It just doesn't go away tomorrow. You have to accept it and you have to work through it. Allow your be yourself and practice mindfulness. That's the logical part without the emotion. Now with the emotional part, my sister, it takes time. And if you know that this is the right decision, then you just have to stay with that. But you have to realize that it is something that you loved, you was emotionally attached to it. And I don't want to use the word addiction because I don't want to play with love, but that it's the same thing. You become mentally, emotionally addicted to somebody because you thought it was this, you're building a future, you was thinking about building a future, and then all of a sudden it came to a halt, and then you was hurt at the same time. So you're going through hurt, you're going through disappointment, and you're going through that pain. So it's something that you have to try to work through, and it's easy to go to your friends. But sometimes your friends may not be the best one to help you with, and they'll give you, some of them will give you good advice. It's just that you got to realize you're emotionally caught up in it, and you're just going to have to take your time because it just, the pain just doesn't go away, but it does get better, as you say. As time moves forward, it gets better. It gets better, but deal with your trauma. Because if you don't deal with your trauma, then you're going to take your trauma into your next relationship or into other things that you do.
And you said a key word, disappointment. It is a disappointment when someone that you thought you was in love with. I mean, I ain't gonna say thought because she's still in love with this guy. But it's a disappointment when you think someone is there for you and you only, and they have your back and this and that, and then to find out that they were cheating. It's a big disappointment. I see two comments that I want to get to right quick. Lisa Smith says, from experience, the first thing you have to do is deal with your emotions. Don't ask your girlfriends for any advice because sometimes their way of handling it is not your way of dealing with it. Facts. Next, take some time for self-reflection, pray and let go. Mommy Allison says, don't blame yourself, sis. You had no way of knowing he was cheater. As far as it is now, you will bounce back. As hard as it is now, you will bounce back. Concentrate on yourself and allow the healing to begin. Stay strong.
I slightly disagree, but I understand when the person whoever said about not asking your girlfriend, because sometimes your girlfriends will not, or your friends will not give you the best advice. The reason why we as adults have to, we're adults now. So when people give us advice, we should be able to decipher what's good and what's bad. And if they don't give us good advice, you just leave it. But sometimes your friends can give you good advice, and then sometimes you're missing out because then you're suffering, and then you're suffering in silence if you don't talk to someone. So it should be someone to talk with, but you have to be able to decipher the good and the bad. And that's what being an adult is. Being an adult is that, unfortunately, everything in adult life is not always good. We're going to deal with challenges. We're going to deal with hard decisions, but that's what being an adult is.
Yeah, that's true. And it is hard. That's why and I say this a lot. I'm very private when it comes to like my private life and things that I do and how I'm moving. Because sometimes when you do tell people what is going on in your life as far as relationships or what's going on your job, but I want to focus on relationships. Sometimes it's not good when you let someone, a friend, a family member, inside of what's going on inside your relationship, because then you look back at it and you think like, why did I share that information with them? Because the info that they gave me may have been coming from a broken place within themselves. It may have been coming from, hurt that they're dealing with, or hurt from their past. And that's why I'm always iffy and a little, strict about who I'm sharing my information with, especially moving forward now in my life. I'm very I'm very mindful of who I'm sharing my information with, because everyone doesn't need to know that. Friends, family, whoever it may be. So I pick wisely who I share my information with. Um,
Can I
so
just comment real
that's it.
quick?
Yeah.
So I know you said you wanted to stay in a relationship. I'm just going to mention this because my friend sometimes comes in here, Sharon. Sometimes comes in here, and I don't know if she's in here. I didn't see no comment from her, but I remember when she started off in the work world,
Hmm.
and I was watching her manager because I would go to a job, and I just didn't like the way the manager, how certain things. I remember Martin Luther King Day came up, and some things was said and how it was done, and I just gave her some advice, but I was straight to the point, and you could take it or leave it.
Hmm.
She chose that it stayed in her head. She didn't move on it right away, but it stayed in her head. And you know how I know? Because when she left that job, she said that always resonated with her. And even to the day, and that was 30, 30 years ago or whatever,
Hmm.
she is a different person. And that's what growth is. But I gave her advice from a more conscious point of view,
Hmm.
and a conscious point of view of standing up and respecting yourself. Never let anyone disrespect you. You have to respect yourself, and by you respecting yourself, then you can have others respect you. And if they don't, then you know what you need to do. And I felt that that advice is something that she talks about, and she said that left an impression on her, and she became a better person. So sometimes we can give advice that
Hmm.
can be utilized, and sometimes there's advice that we just leave right there when we get it.
Well, I'm gonna say an advice that I will not give someone, and that is to leave. I'm not doing that, because I don't want to be in the middle of I'm telling someone to leave, and that's not what their heart is telling them to do. So I always tell people, you follow your heart. Like, when it's time to let go of that person. When it's time to move on. No one can tell you to leave a situation, a relationship, a marriage. You have to make that decision yourself. And that's going to Chrissy. Sissy comment. She says, "Lady, leave him alone. You can love someone from afar. You take him back, it gives you the green light to do it again. Sit in that pain, heal, and move on. God has someone so much better." That may be true, but at the same time, I can't agree with that totally, because, like I said, I'm not going to tell anyone to leave a situation, especially if their heart is there. You will know. And me being one that, took someone back, um, and yeah, I can blame myself now, and I may get a little personal here, but yeah, I took someone back multiple times, after, cheating was involved, but my heart wasn't ready to let go yet. And that's why I'm saying, like, until your heart is ready to let go, you can't tell someone to leave a situation.
I,
They gonna have to make that decision to leave, because when your heart is there, your heart is there. But when you had enough, your heart will let you know when you've had enough.
I agree that it comes down to your final decision, but I will tell a person to leave. If your man, your husband is whipping your backside, and you coming to me for
Oh, that's
advice,
different.
I don't know, it's not different
Okay.
because we look
Talking
at
about beating
we look at
someone.
problems in a relationship. Problems in a relationship is an elevator. It goes up and down. In some people fight in relationships. Some people cheat. It's different degrees, but people are getting hurt. So I'm never going to say I will never tell somebody not to leave because at the end of the day, I may be saving their life. Their final decision is theirs, but that don't mean I will not tell them to leave. I'm not gonna say every time I give you advice, I'm gonna say just leave. No, but I'm saying if it gets to the point that you got to come to me year after year after year after problem, and you're not happy, then I'm like. If you don't leave, then you stay. Then you're gonna have to wallow in this. Don't keep coming to me if you're gonna continue to go through the same thing and don't do anything about it. I will tell you you need to leave.
That's totally different. You see, you took it on a whole different level. You talking about beating someone
or
and
or
someone's coming
consistently
and
unhappiness.
consistently telling you things over and over.
Mhm.
That's why people need to keep their mouth shut. Stop going to people saying that you're not happy in your relationship, but you're staying, but you continually coming to me or whoever and saying that you're not happy in your relationship. At that point, you need to tell them that you don't want to hear it no more. Stop coming to me and telling me about how you're unhappy in your relationship. If you're going to stay in that relationship, you leave, you go back, you leave. No one knew, and I'm going back to my personal, no one knew when I was getting ready to leave until it was that final moment when I was like, maybe my parents didn't even know. My parents didn't know when, we wasn't living together and, when he left and came back. None of that.
But is that out
Because
of privacy or is that out of embarrassment?
it's not embarrassment. It's private. Like, I'm so private with when it comes to my personal life. And people that really know me knows that I am a very private person. So, I mean, and besides, I knew my heart wasn't ready to let go. So I'm not going to go to my parents and say, I'm going through this. He did this to me, and he did that, and he did that. Like, how many times I'm going to go to them and say that and going to stay in the situation? So I wasn't going to tell my parents anything until I knew it was time for me to go. When I knew that my heart has had enough, that's when I told my parents.
So my whole take on that, I agree with Fatine with this. Cheating and beating and all that other stuff is the same thing, in my opinion. Because once you saying that if your heart's still there, there's women that's getting beat that still love that man and
And
they still staying there. And
that's
cheat
their choice.
and exactly, and cheating is the same thing. But I will say this: if you got to say something twice, I didn't want to hear it the first time. So I will tell somebody to leave because we talk about it's 2024. We in the age of mental health. If you're not happy in that home, it's not even a home. It's just a dwelling, and somebody's gonna get hurt eventually, emotionally, physically. Why even keep dealing with that? So I will tell somebody if you're not happy, just leave, because yes, we gonna all have some complaints, and we all know when it's a bitch session. I understand, bro. Just want to get some steam off. I'm here to listen. But when them sessions become more and more and more, I'm like, bro, why you they? And if you can't give me a reason because if you coming to me for my opinion, if you can't give me a reason and I'm putting myself in your shoes, sex ain't gonna keep no man in no relationship. Not in a relationship. It'll keep him in your bed. But in a relationship, because if that was the case, he wouldn't cheat on you. But I'm not gonna say I get it. I don't get it. I don't get why people stay in these situations if they not happy. But if you say, some women got to leave when they heart, I'll never understand that.
Never.
But I do know, me personally, once you hurt my heart, I'm out. And I won't give you that opportunity to do it again.
And I think that's easier. That's the difference between a man and a woman. I feel like women will sit some. I'm not gonna say all. And will I do that again? Probably not. But I've been down that road. I've been down that road. But it's much easier, I can say my opinion, for a man to say that than a woman can say, "You hurt me, I'm out the door." There's plenty of women that I know that have sit through sat through things, hoping things will change and hoping their relationship or their marriage will work, trying everything in their power to just make things work. Even if they knew that the man was doing wrong, they didn't just up and leave. So I mean, we can if and say what we will say and what we wouldn't say all day, but it's definitely different when it comes to a man point of view on this versus a woman.
I disagree with you on that because there's men out there that know they women are cheating. They know it.
Okay, it goes both ways.
I mean, and that's what I'm saying. So I don't think it's a man and woman thing. I think it's a me and you thing. I think I'm just to the point that I can emotionally detach myself from a situation. Every man can't do that. That's what I'm saying. So I don't think. I mean, but you got your opinion.
Yeah,
You
and
got-
can you really say that more men will stay?
I can't say that because I can't say that because the older I get, the more information that I'm privy to that I did not realize. Because you got some guys that's been married 20 years that'll tell you, man, I remember year 8 and year 9, man, we was going through a rough patch and she was doing her thing, I was doing my thing. And then one day we just realized that we just came together. So, yes, if I was in my 30s, my early 30s, I can honestly sit here and say that, yeah, there's probably more women that putting up with it than men. But now that I'm in my 40s and I got friends in their 40s that got, shit together that don't want to split shit down the middle, sometimes people do put up with things and they realize that, you know what, I might need to reconsider this. Cheating might not be that damn bad. That's what I'm saying.
So Mommy Allison says emotional pain can be worse than physical pain. Absolutely. Absolutely. There was another comment. I think it was Tasha. I feel like people don't want advice because they know they are not going to listen anyway. People are going to do what the heart tells them, not their mind. And that's exactly true. You can tell someone something over and over and over again. But is that person really listening to you, or is they listening to their heart and what their heart is telling them?
Sometimes your heart hurts because I go back to my first, and I tolerated some stuff, but and my heart was still in it, but logically, it just didn't make sense, and we had this big blowout. I remember this, and we had this big blowout, and then by Thursday, I said, if she don't come home, she went to stay with her mom. This is my first wife, and she went to stay with her mom's. Friday morning, I changed a lot. I changed a lot. And she came to the apartment, maybe to try to get something, called me, cursed me out at the job. Now I'm pissed. I'm 25. No, I'm 24. So I'm 24. So I'm not, I'm not where I'm at now. So when I came home, this was not going to be good.
Mm.
She wasn't at the apartment, so I went to the next block where my mother was. When I got in there, she was sitting in the chair. I went a beeline to her. My mother, I ain't never seen my mother move that fast. My mother jumped in the middle. She said, I told you, I don't get in your business, but either you want it or you leave. That was it. When my mother gave me that thing, but I knew where my heart was. Because once I changed the lock, I knew where I was. I said, I don't want it, and you turned out. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
Done. I was done. We arranged for her to come get
You
her
knew
stuff. I knew it. And then I had to go through the pain. And I started to fall into slight depression because it was hurtful. And this is where my friends pulled me out of that. Listen, bro, you got to get out the house. Bro, maybe you need to take a second job. That was good advice for me because I took a second job. That was the beginning of me working 2 jobs that I still work 2 jobs to today. They pulled me out of the house. So I took their advice because I would come home in the middle of July at 5:30 and get into bed. 24, 25 years old. So it was traumatic, but I worked through it. I worked through it.
And you have to.
I'll tell you this. I don't think nobody ever gets over the breakup. I don't think you ever will because if you did, and the only reason just my opinion, if you did, we would never hear none of these stories. You would never relive that trauma. I feel like we take every life situation, we carry some piece of it into our next life situation. Therefore, we see the patterns. Now, I'm not saying you emotionally attached to her, but I feel like this is just my opinion. When we break up with somebody who we love, I don't think we are 100% get over them fully. I think there's going to always be maybe some form of resentment, or there's going to be some form of emotion, because if we completely got over him, this person should be just like a stranger. I don't know you, but
Let me respond to Victor. So, because Victor's given his opinion, and he's given his opinion, I'm gonna give you the fact of me. So, for me, it's not an opinion because I lived through it. So, Victor is right. What tends to dissipate is usually the anger. The anger is there. So, does she have a piece of my heart? Yes, you're right, bro. She does. But what I did take into my next relationship is I didn't go into that next relationship trusting 100% because of the pain. I did take that. And I also, because like I said, I took 3.5 years before I got into another serious relationship. But I also look back at, I guarded my heart different too. Because Victor is right. You do take some of that there. You try to heal, but you also remember that pain. And when you remember that pain, you remember that hurt. Even though I may not be physically feeling this hurt no more, I remember how deep it was before. So you guard yourself. But get into that next relationship, and the lifestyle that Hanifa had, she made me be able to trust again. She made me be able to let that wall down. So that's the beauty of it. But Victor, you're right. And you said your opinion, but I gave it to you. I give it to you, brother. You do take something there, but you hope it is a learning experience. But if you felt pain and you felt hurt, you may not still feel that edginess of it, but you remember that and you don't really want to feel that deep pain again.
and I agree. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that we're human. Of course, we're gonna feel things that happened in the past. I mean, even if a situation come up and it reminds us of something that took place with an ex, we're going to think about it. I mean, we're human. That's going to happen.
Maybe. Well, I was gonna say
You said we all take a piece.
you all take a piece, but the emotional part's not, like you said, like the anger's not there.
Mm-hmm.
More or less, the anger turns into disappointment, and not really you shame, but you like, I shouldn't have done this. You know what I'm saying? So this person is now there's a moment of my life that's pretty much connected to this person that wasted years of my life. And it's like, I can't get that time back. So when you do meet somebody new and you're like, where you been all my life? But at the same time, I had to go through all this bullshit just to find you, because I probably wasn't either emotionally ready, or I probably wasn't emotionally stable at that time to appreciate this. So sometimes a messed up situation can turn you into a better person.
Victor says something that opens another door. And Victor, we're talking about an extreme. We're talking about a breakup. We're talking about moving on. So you're talking about where you have an issue in your relationship, you break up, and you move on, and then you meet someone, and maybe that's the person, or you may break up with them and go on, and then you finally meet that person. Victor, the reason why I said Victor said a mouthful, because you can also be in a relationship and outgrow a person.
That's true too.
Yeah.
And see, when you outgrow the person, maybe it's that time to move on. But we stick together for whatever the reason. Oh, we took our vows. Is you go through the rough patch, this, that, and other. But maybe you have outgrown. Maybe you all both didn't outgrow each other. Maybe one has outgrown the other one. But we wind up staying. And that's where I say, unfortunately, if you're not happy, everything is not an extreme where somebody had to cheat, somebody got to go upside your head, somebody got to curse you out. If you're not happy and you've outgrown the person, then that's also a sign that maybe it's time to move on.
But see, that's why I feel like where loyalty is tested, because we'll be so loyal to the situation, but we're not looking at the entire situation. So just because we got 5 years together don't mean I need to make it 6. You know what I'm saying? So like you talking about, growth. If I have a plan, let me back up. If she has a plan and I'm hindering you from making your plan, and you telling me, in 8 years this is where you going, and I'm the anchor in the situation, I can't help but, be like, she be like, listen, I can't do this, and I understand. So, with me, I have a 1 year old, and to some women, that's a turnoff. But the moment you bring my child into this situation and you say, well, I don't know if I can do it, then I mean, block. We don't go no further than that. So that's my thing with that. So when we're talking about growth, two people can be in a situation together and they both living their lives, and then after 7 years they're like, man, this shit ain't it. I want to do something else, and I don't feel like some person, anybody needs to be, shamed because fuck, I made a bad decision.
Yep.
I should be able to, if this girl want to go be Stella and get her groove back, hey, if that's what you really want to do, let's go ahead and sign these papers and go on
Yeah,
about our
but
business.
sometime I'm throwing you not under the bus, but I'm throwing you in the street on this one, Veronica. A lot of you say, and a lot of women come in this here. I heard Neek say it as well. Then just leave. But this is why some people cheat. There's numerous reasons across the gamut why people cheat. It's not one reason, but sometimes people just say, I don't know how to get out. Do I want to get out? And this is why when they're not happy, I'm gonna say some people are happy and they still cheat. But I'm just saying this is also an aspect right here with Victor saying that you're not moving, your growth is stunted in the relationship, but you don't know how to get out this marriage. And that's why you step out to bring some type of happiness there, some kind of understanding. Somebody understands where your mindset is at. That's some of the reasons why some people step outside.
So how was you throwing me up under the bus?
Because a lot of times your women just say, just leave, and it's just not that easy just to
didn't
leave.
I said that.
Oh no, I'm not talking. Yeah, that's true. That's right.
Yeah, I always say I'm not going to tell a
Yeah,
person.
but y'all do say before you cheat, just leave. And I'm saying that sometimes it's not that easy, and that's why some people do cheat while they still there. It's not that easy to leave. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So Tyrone says sometimes we do things from an emotional place instead of logical place. We do things to go with what other people say.
That's a fact.
Yes.
That's a fact, and I think people stay in relationships longer than they should sometimes.
Because worrying about other people, how they going to.
Yeah, and how they gonna feel now what'll happen is the way to combat that is stop jumping into relationships so damn quick. That way you're not jumping from this to this to this to this to this. Sometimes we have to be more selective. I haven't had nobody in years. I'm just fucking right now. That'll back you up off of me.
Hold on. He gets the bell. You know why?
He been getting bells all night. I
Yeah.
ain't got one bell tonight.
Yeah,
But go ahead.
He's honest about that, and see when you're honest about it, then you like you all ladies say, give y'all the choice of what it is. Victor said, I have a 1 year old. And I spoke up on that. I don't care if you got 10 children out there. If you're gonna be a father to your child, how you go about it, that's how you choose to live your life. But if you're gonna be responsible to your children and you're putting everything on Front Street, then it's up to the other person to make a decision how they decide to move with you.
That's a fact.
So Lisa says.
Oh wait, you just said something. I got to give you a bell. Yeah. Go ahead, Lisa. Go ahead.
Anywho, I know I deserve more bells way up in the show. Anywho, Lisa says, coming from that emotional, physical, mental hurt, I had to really get tired of the pain and leave for my own sanity. I tell you, God in therapy brought me through. Exactly. And that's coming from a woman that sat here on the panel and told her story once before, what she dealt with and went through. So we all handle, things differently when it comes to relationship. Some can go fast, like Victor always say. If a person cheat on me, I'm out. I'm done. If a person does whatever, if they turn the thermostat up, I'm done. I'm out. Like, there's so many we as people we think differently. Like Lisa is one that stuck through it, hoping things will work. I was in that boat as well. Others, you know, may not have done that, and everybody's entitled to living their life the way that they want to live. You know, um, like you said, sometimes we do, and I think we froze.
No, you good.
But sometimes we do disregard our own feelings. We were so worried about what other people are going to say, our parents, our family members, our siblings, that's family, but I'm just saying our neighbors or whoever. We so church members, we so worried about what other people are going to say, when it comes to the moves that we take, the decisions that we make when it comes to relationships, that we put our own feelings to the side because we're so worried about others.
I have a question for y'all, and it can be a little hard, but you may Lisa put it in here, and I hear a lot of people say this. But I remember somebody that was also going through a breakup, but they were atheists. Why do we say God helped bring us through things where if somebody that doesn't believe in God take the similar steps, because you got to realize you can pray on something and some people meditate on something. It's focus. It's understanding because, a lot of us realize God is in with us, inside of us, and God has given us the tools and the whereabouts. But what happens if the person doesn't believe in God? Because a lot of times we tell people, well, you just need to pray on it. But what if they're not a praying person? Why do we tend to put so much emphasis on God as an outside source where we have to still do the work? We still have to do the work.
So I'll tell you this. This is just my take on it. God looks out for the believers and the non-believers.
Right.
So you don't have and whether you believe in him or not, you still his child. That's just my belief. Um, he's gonna look out for the dumb, the blind, and the crippled and the crazy. So you don't. Only thing I'm gonna say is he looks out for everybody, no matter what your faith is, even if you have any faith, because there may be a situation that within that you do find them. So that's the only thing I'm gonna say about that.
That's not a bad answer. Veronica?
Yeah, I'm with Victor on that. You can't force anyone to have the same faith and beliefs as you. There's believers and there's not believers. I am a believer because I know everything that I do, God is in the midst of it. So I'm definitely a believer when it comes to that. But you can't push your faith on other people. And like Victor said, God is with us all. Whether you believe in Him, whether you pray to Him, um, God is still there. And any situation can bring you to the Lord. Even the non-believers who don't believe in Him, something will come one day, and they will
Be
have
careful.
that. I'm not gonna. Well, I hope. Let me say that one day something will come about, and they will have to put their trust in Him to bring them whatever it is that they're dealing with.
I disagree. I mean, I agree with what Victor said. I agree with what you said until the other part, because some people may just never believe. And, and again, I think that when we speak from our belief, and we have the right for our belief, but we still can't say to somebody, hopefully one day it would bring them to Him.
Well, I hope
Because
because I'm a believer, and I
yeah,
hope that everyone will turn to
right,
Him.
right,
So
but,
I'm gonna stick to that.
right.
I hope one day that it will. Yes,
Well, I get what you're saying,
and I
Fatima,
get it.
because you got some people that indigenous people that's in the rainforest that don't know any religion, and
Hmm.
I mean, what happens to them? So
Exactly.
I mean, I totally get what you're saying. I think when people start speaking about that, they either get too rigid and they not gonna open their mind to see that it's not an attack on the religion. It's basically saying, well, if an atheist person and this person over here that believes in God both get into a situation and they come out, on the other side of it. I mean, what really happened? And I get where you coming from. I've had conversations like this before, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah, that's why I don't like to have these religious conversations because I mean it could really get deep. And I tell you, I trust him. I believe in the Lord, but I don't read my Bible like I should. I can't tell you go to Genesis 4th chapter, third verse, and it will tell you this right here. But I am a firm believer. I totally believe in God at everything that I do. So yeah. But back to the letter. So was you finished, 15? My bad.
Oh yeah, no, I'm finished. Y'all did it. See, this wasn't about a debate. I just threw out the question. Y'all responded, and that was it. That's it.
Okay. So, back to this letter, I did want it to know, sometimes when our listeners and our watchers write in, like sometimes they don't put all the information. Like I would like to know the age, and maybe that's not important for this one because her heart is broken. Maybe it's not that we're focusing on the age, but can you can you both agree or disagree that the older you get, like you and I probably know the answer already, especially coming from Victor. Like the older you get, like you already know that the things that you put up with now, the age that we're at now, you won't put up with it. Say this girl that wrote the letter, like you wouldn't put up with. And Victor, you already said that, so you pretty much didn't answer the question.
Not really.
Yeah, yeah. I'll jump in here real quick because there's some things that I wouldn't put up with where I'm at in life now, and there's some things that I would put up with because I understand. I understand. I know that if I'm with, this is the most craziest thing here. I know I'm gonna get talked about on it, but I think if I was in a relationship for a long period of time and I can see the person is not happy, and then the intimacy has stopped, and I know what I've said about us men. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. So if I said if I'm not getting some and I step out or I'm so and so, I also look at that woman has that same right. You understand? So at 25, I'm not going to even think about trying to understand that, trying to understand it. But as the older I've gotten, there may be reasons why we tend to need to stay together. So if she stepped out, don't put nothing in my face, don't know about it, I can deal with that better than when I was younger. I'm not saying every situation is going to be like that. I'm just saying I understand things. There's things that I would tolerate, but then because now I know what I don't want problems, then there's some things I'm just not going to tolerate because it's just not necessary. If we're going to bicker, I'm not going to deal with that because it's just not necessary at this time. Who you talking to, who you texting to, I'm past those stages in life. I did that. If we're doing this together, be honest about it and let's roll. You understand? You go to lunch with somebody at the job, fine. You ain't gotta hide that. Tell me because we're at that stage of being adults, and if we say we trust one another and this is how we moving, and we're gonna be open with one another at this stage of my life, let's do that.
So honestly, wholeheartedly speaking, it's all situational. Um, like I said, I'm 43, so I understand that there's a lot of women out there they coming with baggage. They say they ain't, but they is. And there's some shit that I just know I got to deal with. And it's just gonna happen, and vice versa. So, I joke around sometimes and say shit, but I really truly mean exactly what I say to an extent. But if we got some time vested, it's kind of hard for me to leave over some little shit. But that rock turns into a pebble, turns into a boulder, turns into a mountain. Yeah, I do have a breaking point. But I mean, there's probably a situation out there that if I was in and I got cheated on, I probably would stay. I mean, there is a situation out there. You know, if I lost both my legs and arms and she cheated on me, fuck, I'm going. There's really nothing I can do. So yeah, I probably would stay. I mean, that's a very extreme, but I'm just saying that's probably a reason for me to stay with her because I have nobody else to take care of me like that, like maybe she would. But I mean, going into it, if the bickering, like you saying, yeah, that's gonna get to a point that I just would have to leave. But it's not like it would be instantaneous. You know what I'm saying? I probably can deal with it, for a couple of days, and it's just like I ain't doing this no more. Because after you make your point and your point is being acknowledged, let that shit go. Now, I'm not saying you can't bring it up because that is my what they call that? That is my fucking Avengers power, bringing up old shit. I love bringing up old shit. But
Yes.
do it to a don't do that. Don't do that. But bring it I'ma just leave it right there. But yeah.
And just being a little transparent, that when I hit that bump in my last relationship, it came to the point I did tolerate some things. You understand? But then when it to the point where I felt, not to say that the person would have done it, but I felt that this person was bitter, scorned, and you never know what a bitter or scorned person will do when the energy is always negative. When they come out and look at you, you done remove yourself from the bedroom, and as soon as they come out and see you on the couch, they mumbling under their breath. Every little thing is an argument. It comes to the point that that's toxic. Now, the environment is toxic. So now, especially a lot of us that after COVID, a lot of us was still working remotely. I had the option of going in or working remote, but the atmosphere became toxic. And once the atmosphere became toxic, and now it can affect my health and my mental and the kind of stressed job that I have, not physically stressful, but mentally and emotionally stressful. This is not conducive for me. So I have to make a choice. I have to make that choice. And I had to do that. And I could not worry about nobody else now because I have to deal with my sanity. Because if I can't deal with my sanity and I lose my job, then the bills are not paid. This is not taken care of. So now I have to make that grown up decision, and this is what I have to do.
You spoke about something, and I always want to know this. What could happen to make two people not want to sleep in the same bed together? I don't get that. Like, I understand that. Let me say, I understand what goes on in other people's relationships is them, but with me, I just don't. I've laid next to somebody and been like, I can't stand this motherfucker. I wish I could push her out of bed, but I know I have self restraint. But I'm still gonna lay in my bed. That's my bed. This is where I rest. Like, the couch is just not.
Okay, so I just answered that. I'll answer that. So when the bedroom becomes toxic, and there's compassion, meaning that the woman is not working, I'm working, but there's compassion. So when I go to sleep and I'm tired, okay, she has cut off the television. But when you are angry and scornful, and this person is not is a nighthawk, oh, now I'm in the bed. Could you cut the TV? I'm watching this movie. I'm watching this movie. So now it becomes contentious because so now I need, I'm trying to go to sleep. So now it instead of me getting the rest, my blood pressure goes up. We create an argument and it's not good. So the bottom line is I need to get my rest.
I feel you.
So I just say, I can control the narrative now because she's still a grown person. What I'm going to do, go over there and turn the TV off? I could do that. And she could turn it back on. And where are we going to the point that somebody's going to say something or accidentally hit one another by accident or purposely, and you don't want it to escalate. So you try to avoid that. So you remove yourself from the bedroom. And that's why you tell them to do that.
I mean, I feel you, and I swear I'm not trying to be funny when I say this shit, but you can't watch a TV with a hole in that motherfucker. You can't. If I'm trying, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'll tear some shit up. I ain't gonna touch you, but you can't watch a TV with a hole in it. You just can't.
And that's how and I look back, and that's how my father and my mother argued. And the next thing, the TV's down on the floor, the picture tube is broke, the lamp is broke, the bedroom set that you still paying on, that's tore up. You got to try to glue that together. And I learned from that thing, and I realized that those physical things is toxic, and we carry that from relationship generation into generation. But I do understand, because I come from that. I had the Victor. I'd have knocked some shit down. I'd do some shit on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
But as time went on, and then when I was with Hanifa, because of her sickle cell, I became more restrained because of her illness and the pain that she suffered. I became more restrained, and then I realized it was better for the environment, better for me as a person, and better for like I said, the environment.
I feel you.
So yeah, I prefer to stay and tear up stuff.
What you mean?
Like you said, you sleep in the same bed, but no one's gonna watch the TV because you're gonna put a hole in it.
That's not the scenario. You just flipped it into something completely not what we were talking about.
Okay, well explain it. 'Cause I'm
What we were
lost.
talking about was if let's just say somebody was laying in the bed and the other person wanted to watch a movie and we mad with each other. Normally what would happen is you would turn the TV off or go to another room and watch the movie or whatever. But this particular night that I'm tired, you want to watch TV and you don't want to be compassionate to, me working. That's what I'm saying. So I said, I'm not going to leave the room. The TV might, but I ain't going nowhere.
But that's what I'm saying. So you prefer to tear something up
Why can't you just turn the TV off?
because I'm watching TV.
Okay.
Why you just can't put earplugs in? And
You're right. In my bedroom, you're
eye
right.
mask on and
Yep.
go to sleep.
I've never done this before, and you've always turned the TV off. But tonight, I'm going to put a damn eye mask on that I don't even own and some earplugs in that's not even in the bedroom. I'm just going to find this stuff and put it on. You're right. I'm going to do that. I swear I'm going to do that. But tomorrow, there ain't going to be a TV in that house. I can guarantee you that.
So I got to disagree with Tyrone Edge. He said, I think for that arguing stuff is for young people. I totally disagree because, it's not just for young people. Sometimes you grow older and you keep these habits with you. I mean, come on. I mean, my parents, again, they when I can consciously remember, they argued, and they argued when they were older. They toned it down somewhat, but they argued. And because you get older, don't mean you get wiser. You hope you do. But if you have a disagreement and you going back and forth, I don't want to sit there and say because the older you get, the less you argue or you more mature. You're supposed to be. But when you're dealing with emotion, man, you got to check emotion. And a lot of us don't know how to check our emotion. And when you're upset at somebody, I don't give a damn if you're 22 or 82. If you don't like it, you don't like it. And I see old people stuck in their damn ways. A lot of old people are stuck in their ways. So it is not just for young people.
Well, I don't think he meant it like it's just for young people. I think the older that I get, the less arguing I want to do, because I'm looking at life and I'm looking at what will happen if, you know what I'm saying. So I try to avoid arguments, but I will take it there. Don't get it twisted. I will take it there.
Yeah, so,
but I'm saying the older I've gotten, I try to avoid it. But like I said, if it needs to happen, it's going to happen. So Lord says that's one thing I'm not going to do. I'm not tearing up my hard-earned ish. Tyrone says, well, we already read that part, but he said when you're paying for it, you realize it's better to find a hobby. Exactly.
Jerry Madison.
Oh, yeah, I was getting to Jerry.
Go ahead.
Why can't she go to another room? Next step is out of my house.
Facts. I mean, I don't understand why y'all feel like that's not an option. Like, you've done this the entire time we've been together.
But who was in the bedroom first?
You right. You know what?
Was I in the bed already watching TV?
So
And now you come in and I have to turn it off. I'm
So-
asking a question.
So this is the thing when it comes to a bedroom. A bedroom is for sleeping. We added the TV to the bedroom.
I'm
Now I
watching
could
TV.
so and that's cool. So if we were together, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. You, that bedroom, and that TV, I'm out. Because that's one thing I ain't gonna do. I ain't gonna wake up sleepy. I ain't gonna wake up tired, and I ain't gonna sit here and argue with you about me laying up in the bed and you being you wanna because you in your feelings because of whatever. So now you want to prove a point by trying to keep me up, and I'm the only one working. So by you saying that, I mean I'm out. Do your thing. I hope that that Netflix or whatever you was watching stay on next month because I ain't paying it.
And
You
if
get mad at me
intimacy
'cause I
is
wanna
not
watch
there,
TV?
yeah, and if intimacy is not there, hell with it. I'm out. I'm going to the couch because now I get to sleep. I can put my
At least
radio
you
on.
moving.
Huh?
At least you moving to another room.
I'm not dealing with the nonsense because I know where it's gonna escalate to, and I'm just like sometimes you do know that this is a thing, but then I have to come back. Now if you do this the third night, oh now it's a problem. Look, I went to the couch. I'm not going on the couch tonight, and this TV ain't staying on. Now there's gonna be some words, and like Victor say, you work hard for things, but the next thing you get angry, and next thing, like Victor say, that damn TV on the floor.
That's facts.
Yeah, that's true.
See,
See, y'all don't look at it
you
that
don't
it
get
that
that.
y'all don't get it that it can happen. Y'all think that when people get angry, everything is in check. We may not put our hand on you, but we will tear up a room.
So wait a minute. Let's back this up for a second. So you mean to tell me if I'm laying in the bed watching TV and you just came back from all these fitness classes and I got the TV on 65 watching the movie laughing and all that shit, you cool with that? You going to sleep on the couch?
If you're watching a movie,
Yes.
who am I to tell you to turn the TV off like you a 13-year-old child?
So we in the bed now. In the
Okay?
bed.
I'm
Okay.
gonna go in the room. I'm gonna go in another room until whatever, and hopefully you'll have respect to come back. You couldn't come to bed.
Nah.
Well, then leave me there.
I'm
I mean, I'm not getting ready to make you cut off the TV because I had a long day.
Boy, that don't even sound right.
Who does that?
That movie. So this is the thing when it comes to that. That movie can be played over again. My presence might not ever be back again. But you willing to say that movie's more important than my rest?
Then why don't you step up and say, no, I'll turn the TV off so that you can get rest. Why do I have to tell you to turn the TV off instead of you telling me, babe, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the TV off. I know you had a long day and I'm gonna let you, get your rest.
But y'all right now he's in his feelings. It's not about y'all working together. He's in his feelings. So when you come in, he's already mad. Y'all already had an argument. You mad. So that's where we was at in this.
you
He's
mad?
in his feelings, right? So I'm not.
You didn't say that we was in a. You didn't.
Yeah,
say we was in a argument.
that's how we started when I was saying
Was
earlier.
that what you were saying?
You in your feelings, yeah.
That's
'Cause
not
you-
what he was saying.
That's exactly what we were talking about.
So we're arguing before I even get home.
Yes.
And now I come in the house from a long day and you have the TV on. But you've never had the TV on before.
Yeah.
You think I'm getting ready to argue with you about turning the TV off when we already had an argument about something else? So I'm going to stand there and be like,
In the bedroom.
you're going to turn this TV off so that I can go to bed?
In the bedroom.
Okay.
So
Most people would.
So what you gonna do?
Not most people.
But what would
Some
you do?
people.
Some people.
Well, most people
It
in this room.
depends on the day that I'm having.
Okay.
It depends on the day that I'm having. If it's a day where I'm ready to go toe to toe with you and I'm gonna have this argument with you, then I'm gonna be like, hey, turn the TV off. You know I gotta get up early. You know I had a long day. But if I'm in a mood where I'm like, I'm not dealing with this, I'm going in the other room. So it depends on that
For
day.
multiple days, because I'm doing this to prove a point.
Okay, well, multiple days.
Okay.
Multiple days. It's either I'm gonna have an argument with you. I'm gonna argue with you, or I'm just.
So what you
gonna
gonna
be in
do?
a-
You gonna sleep it? You gonna deal with it, or you going to the other room?
It depends on the day I'm having.
Okay.
So I can't answer that right now. It depends on the day that I'm having.
And see what you just said. Pause. Pause. He's in his feelings, and the day you having is from hell. Now you got a very toxic environment. Now you going toe to toe, and it's taking this way. That's why I say, we hope that we don't hit that. But
Mhm.
because we in our feelings and you had a bad day, your fuse is shorter this day. Normally,
Mhm.
you'll look back and say, damn, that's just not me. But this day, this was a day from hell. I
Yeah.
ain't tolerating that.
So what you gonna do?
Toe to toe.
What you doing?
What the hell kind of question? I don't know what I'm gonna do. It depends on the day I'm having. I don't know.
Okay. If you say so. I mean, it's
I
your.
don't know what. I mean, I don't know. And I get what you just said. It's one of those days. Okay, but yeah, maybe I will argue.
But didn't you say, I mean, right now, talking in the future, I hear you, but I remember what you said in the past, your mouth. And okay, now, okay, there you go. And that mouth, one of the things that aggravate us the most is women's mouths. You know what I'm saying? And I hate to put this on, but we tolerate it as kids from our mothers and our aunts and this, that, and other. And then we get in a relationship and then we got to go through it again and again and again. That's something that it just
Facts.
irks us.
Facts.
Wait,
irks
you
us.
tolerate what?
Your
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah, this
Y'all
yak,
talk
yak,
to
yak,
you.
yak, yak, yak,
Y'all-
yak. That's one of the worst things that y'all
Don't
can
say
do. To us.
y'all.
No,
Some.
no, it's y'all.
Some.
All women.
Some.
I'm
'Cause
all.
I know some women that don't say nothing. Like they just quiet all the time, and I have a. Trust me.
Where they at?
I
Where they at?
have a. I
You don't know what they
some-
say in their bedroom.
I
I'm
know
telling you.
someone personally that just go with the flow on everything, and that's her. That's
And Jerry
choice.
said, Jerry Madison, when I with my boy, we played baseball together and softball together. He says she doesn't know because when a woman is upset, it gets
Irrational. It does.
because you get into your real emotions.
Yeah, and that's when all that bullshit come out. That's when, everything that you've ever done for me in your life comes out, and I'm like, where the hell did all this shit come from? Now you talking about, this, that, and in 77 you did this. So I don't get it. Like, I feel I have never met a woman and got in an argument with her ever, and it stayed to what we was arguing about. It always ventured to something else. It's just never failed. And maybe that's just the women I meet. But I've never met one. I will say that.
He just drew his kids. That's
So-
all.
huh.
He just drew his kids.
So Brittany says, I'm not arguing, neither would I be moving to another room. Let's talk about it like adults because I still need to be cuddled at the end of the night.
I ain't cuddling with your ass if I'm mad.
No.
Everybody think that you hear this saying, don't go to bed mad.
Shit.
Shh. Sometimes I mean it's a good thing to try to implement and it's cool. But there's sometimes when you just to the point you don't need to be bothered. You could have had a bad day at the job. You come home, you're irritated about something, and then it goes there. I don't want to apologize. I don't want to hold you. I just want to be left alone. And I've seen women the same way. So like Brittany says, she wants to be held at the night. I wouldn't want to be held from somebody that is mad at you. And I wouldn't expect them to do that because now you're doing things on a routine. You're doing it routinely. No, you're doing it automatically versus doing it from your heart. I don't want nobody to hold me if you don't mean it.
That's the truth.
Don't. I want to be cuddled, but if the person don't want to cuddle with you, but this is what you used to, baby, cuddle me, and he cuddles you, but he don't want to cuddle you.
That's facts. So Lois thing didn't come up on my screen yet, but I can read it. It says, "Get the F on with that bullshit." So who's the people y'all dating? So I'll tell you this: every woman in the world, every woman. I want y'all to listen to this. Every woman in the world, there's one man out there that's tired of your shit. And I need for y'all to realize that there's at least one man in the world that can't stand your ass behind something that you said to him or something that you done to him. So I just want y'all to really realize that y'all may think it's going one way, but my perspective is different from yours. You looking at it as if whatever it is that your eyes see. I'm looking at it from my eyes. So who's right and who's wrong? But we have to really come to an agreement on what in the world that's going on with us.
Yeah. I read something here. Lois said, "That's don't go to bed mad is crap. I'm not staying up all night getting sleep deprived to talk." Tyrone says, "Nah, if we can get that mad at one another, we don't need to be together." And again, maybe I'm reading it wrong. Again, I disagree. I remember driving into my block. I remember driving into my block. I caught my youngest daughter in the street riding her bike. I said she's not supposed to be riding her bike. I go upstairs now. Now my wife says, "Well, well when you're not here, I'd let her ride on the bike." So wait a minute. So now I thought we worked together as a unit. We were supposed to be on the same page, but when I'm not home, oh, it's a different set of rules. You understand? Now, if my daughter gets hit by a car,
Mm-hmm.
now it's really bad because it's nothing. My daughter's not hurt bad. Oh, now you see where it's at. Now it's here. I don't want to hear crap. So now, if you get that mad at each other, because when you say something and you trying to make this work as a unit and you both agree on it, and then you go against it when the person's not there, man, you can get that mad. And when you get that mad, don't mean that you're going to leave the next day. People get mad that they don't talk for a few days or a week.
Oof, I don't want those issues no more.
But they can happen.
happen.
Because you know what? Because somebody's not going to give in. When I knocked all that stuff over that dresser, Hanifa looked at me like, "Yeah, I'm not picking it up." And it came to 4 days. Then when she went to pick it up, I felt bad, and I apologized because I was wrong for knocking it over. But I was as stubborn as she, and I'm the one that did it. She said I come home from work, I got to step over stuff on the floor. But then she started to pick.
That is
She started to pick it up.
But
Then
would
I
you
helped
do
her
that
and I
at this
apologized.
age now, would you do that at your age?
If
now?
you push my buttons,
Damn
damn right.
You damn right.
Damn
I
right.
will.
I'm not gonna have that pent up and then hole in my chest because I got pain in my chest. I'll knock that damn thing over with because it gives me a sense of relief.
And then if something happened, God forbid, to your
You be sorry.
Yeah.
You'll be sorry.
My shit's still on the floor too.
Yeah. But you I'm saying that's what I'm trying to say. Logic sometimes goes out the window when you get emotionally angry like that. Logic sometimes goes out the window and you're sorry. People have hurt people and they really didn't mean to hurt them, but at that moment they wanted to lash out at them. And we have to look at it, and that's really where anger management come in. You can't sit there and say you shouldn't get that angry at someone. If you do and you know it's toxic, you have to get anger management. You got to do something so you can kind of control it. But everybody doesn't do that. So we're talking from a reality point of view.
Yep.
It's not that it should happen. We're telling you things that can happen and does happen.
And see, I think where the disconnect is that females do this.
y'all act like y'all don't talk.
We don't see one thing about me. I don't cut when I'm talking,
But you do have some men that will do it.
and I can't speak for them. I can only speak.
Then stop saying all women.
I didn't think I said all, but okay. If I did, I apologize.
Thank you.
But I will say this: 99.999% of the women do this, and they cut when they talking. And the thing is that you're saying this because you upset with me and you're trying to get a reaction. You're trying to get me as upset as you are, if not worse.
Yeah.
So when I don't show a reaction on the initial 3 to 4 to 5 paragraphs, then you keep going deeper until you finally see me to the breaking point, and now it's, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Yeah.
Where you going? Like, why is all my purses on fire? Like, I'm telling you, like, I'm not going to put my hands on you, but I'll come damn sure close to it.
Because when your words cut like a knife, and y'all know that. And I heard somebody just say, "Oh, my words are vicious." And they know that they can't beat you, but they know their words can hurt you. And when they say some things, and even if they apologize later and they say it, they meant it.
They damn sure meant
They meant that. And it cuts like a knife, and we remember it. Just like the same thing when we say certain things to y'all remember it. But y'all are great at this. Y'all have mastered this. I don't know what it is, but y'all have mastered it. Not that men can't say things that are hurtful, but I'm telling you, it is part of some women's arsenal.
So Tyrone says, this is confusing as shit. He says we can't tell women to be accountable, but then say we can be emotional without accountability. Terrible hypocrisy. I don't get where you, Tyrone. I swear I don't get where you coming from. I know. So right now, I think we at odds because Tyrone was saying, "Man, just go to the gym." Listen, when I'm at a boiling point, I can't see, I can't drive, I can't do none of that shit. He says, "Get a wealthy outlet." Tyrone, I was reading that. That's one thing I'm not going to do is spend money when I'm in the middle of in the middle of an argument.
No.
And but what I'm saying is when somebody's trying to get a reaction out of you, you know what I'm saying? If I push some shit off the dresser, you know, that's because of what you're trying to do. Let's just be respectful. If you mad, we can have a conversation about it, but that don't necessarily mean you need to be cutting while we having this conversation.
Yeah.
So Lois says,
I hope you read what I was looking at. Or one of the comments she said is that we dealing with immature women. One thing I will say is, you good. One thing I will say, Miss Lois, is a lot of women is saying men need to control their emotions more. But I will say this, y'all know the buttons that you can push to get us there. And for you to push those buttons just shows us how immature you really are. Because, yes, I can't sit here and say I can control my emotions 100% of the time. I can't. You know what I'm saying? I'm human. And I know Miss Saunders has said, 2, 3, 4 shows, sometimes that, that sounds, something about insecurities. Yes, I have insecurities. But that is the insecurities that I have is those are the times where they bring them shits up when they mad. You know what I'm saying? Little things like that. And I'm not speaking for all women.
thank you.
But all I'm saying is this: 99.999% of y'all do it. But so you gonna sit and say you ain't never played on the man insecurities in the argument?
You saying 99.99% women does this.
Yeah.
You speaking like today. Things I've done in the past.
You did it. It's your past.
Okay, things you did in the past too.
Okay,
You done
and
it.
I'm
But
speaking on this.
I'm talking about today.
Okay,
Veronica.
today I'm
No, I
100%. Yeah, see, that's how you get out of that. What I'm saying is, if you've done it once, you are
May
her.
not do it again.
But you are a habitual offender. You can't speak for the future. How can you sit here?
I will try because I know me, the new Veronica. I try real hard to avoid the things from my past that I used to do. That's why I'm saying I wouldn't do. If I did it, I would try my best to avoid doing it. But no, I can't speak for the future. I don't know what the future holds. But what I'm saying is I can try not to be that person that I used to be.
So once again, so you don't play on nobody's insecurities. That's all I'm asking.
No, Victor, I don't.
So
Today, you didn't.
I just said
Today.
what I did in the past was the past. Today, I'm trying to avoid what the old Veronica used to do, but don't bring it out me.
No, so then.
I'm just saying, don't bring it out me. But do I want to do that? No, I don't. And will I try to do that? No, I wouldn't.
But you haven't
Double
changed.
talking.
Because you haven't
I'm
changed.
not double talking.
Because
When
you're trying
you asking me
something,
about
but
excuse me, you asking about the past, and also you talking about me as Veronica today.
Right.
So if you talking about the past, yes, I've done many things in the past that I'm not pleased of, and those probably one of them. There are one of them. But will I do that today? No.
no, that's not what you
haven't
said.
That's not what you said. And how you know you've been put?
You said, but
What
don't
did I
bring it
say?
out me. But that means it's still there. That's what we're saying.
Anything that we
So
did
then
in
you
the
haven't
past is
changed.
still
Then
in
you
us.
haven't changed.
No,
Then you
I
haven't
had
changed.
changed. Don't
No,
put words in
no,
my
you
mouth.
haven't changed
I
if it's
have
still
changed.
there.
I have changed.
If you change, then it's
Please,
alleviated.
y'all know what I'm saying. You're just trying to make things bigger than what it is. You know what I'm saying. I changed from what I used to do and how I used to be.
But
But yes.
You improved.
Never mind.
Have you been put in that
So
situation?
y'all Mr. Goody Two Shoes at what y'all at
never
everything.
said-
that
We
I
y'all-
ain't
just
never
said
saying
we-
that.
I
We're just
said I
trying to
thought
say
that
what
those
you
things
saying.
that y'all did in y'all past, y'all still would do today.
If y'all been put in a situation, you damn right I
And we
would.
said that. We never
I
said,
said
yeah,
that.
we said that.
Well, Veronica is not trying to.
Gotcha.
I'm not trying to go back to what I used to do. Back
Neither am I. But if you put me in a stressful situation, I'm going to revert back to
That's all.
what I've done in the past. Tear shit up, throw shit out the window. That's what I'm saying. That's all we saying. I don't want to do these type of things.
Okay, but I just said that too. But y'all went ballistic when I just said I don't want to. I'm not trying to go back to where I've been. But
So
don't
what-
pull it out me either.
So a lot of people would say if you change, meaning that I'm not gonna tear shit up because if it gets to that point, I will leave. That's change. Don't say I get pushed to the point of going back to that because if you're going back to that, that's the same thing as being an addict.
That's
I've changed for 20
That's
years. I
right.
haven't
And if
taken
someone
alcohol.
push
drank-
them, they may revert back.
And that's all.
But
And that's
yes,
what we were
I
complimenting.
have changed. I've changed a lot from what I used to.
Got it. I got
And
it.
not saying that I was this mean, evil person, but I'm saying I wouldn't want to go back to that person. Especially when it comes to relationships, like my mouth was horrible. Like I said before, like I can walk by you in the house and act like I don't know you for a week. But would I do that now? No, because life is short. Life been short then too. But I'm saying me as the older Veronica, I know better. You know better, you do better, as they say.
Got it. I want to read this. Shanita signed this says, Victor, if you put a hole in my TV, just know I'll do
Where
the
she
left eye bonfire in the bathtub. And that's what Left Eye did to Brother Reason because they had a toxic. Yeah. Cheryl said, and Cheryl, I appreciate your honesty on this. I wanted to get to this. You said, I'm her. I'm the woman who cuts with her words. I have surgeon precision with my words. And Cheryl, my question to you is, and I appreciate you being honest on that, because you know that. You know that you have that precision, that precision, and you will utilize that when necessary. And I appreciate that because there's a lot of women that know that their mouth are foul, and when they get to that point, they are going to go in.
My mouth can't be foul.
So no, it can't. You just
it can.
changed.
Yeah, it can't. No, I ain't changing. If you take me there, yes. But I do not want to go there. Test me and see. If you want to see what the old Veronica was, yes, I can take it there. But I'm not going to take it there first. I'm not choosing to go there is what I'm saying. I've changed from that. I'm not trying to go there. But don't take me there either. That's what I'm saying.
So I'll tell you this something about Cheryl. I've dated a woman like that before, and I will say, I knew her words was like razor sharp like that, but it didn't come out until it was already over. Like women like that, I think once they realize that they have that power and a man recognizes they have that power, you don't tiptoe around women like that, but you know this is when all the respect out the relationship is gone, is when you start doing shit like that. Like the moment she, used like, I was like, okay, we done. Because it wasn't no point, because we can never come back from that.
So what Victor said, I'm going to tie into Tyrone. So Tyrone says, and Tyrone, I'm not criticizing what you're saying, but I want to build off this. You said, man, I'm speaking from experience. I used to knock a hole in a door with the quickness in my 20s, but as I grew up, I realized that I had to be smarter. I'm not attacking that. I got that. And you talked about improving. But I'm going to some of the women that Victor's talking about that, like Cheryl, cuts like a knife.
Mm-hmm.
And you smarter. You're not going to let them take you out of character. But the more they talk to you like that, the more respect they lose for you. Because sometimes you got to stand up for yourself. I didn't say knock her on her ass. I didn't say that. But sometimes you got to go toe-to-toe. Because I've heard, I was in a conversation last night. A woman said to me, I can't be around a weak man. If he, sometimes I need to be put in my place. And see, some women know they need to be put in their place. Not physically. But like you said, you're smarter, brother, and I got that. I'm not criticizing you, but I'm trying to show you how some women will prey on that as weakness, and they will lose respect for you, and your relationship is still over. It becomes a point they don't have no respect for you. They'll talk to you when they want to talk to you because they know you ain't going to come back. You're going to be nice and let's talk about it. They just going to curse your ass out and go about their business. But you smarter now because I ain't going to knock a hole in the wall, and that's cool. But some women know certain guys they can't do that crap with.
So is what's the word you just used? Is it so it is weakness? Like if a man don't want to argue back with the woman?
I'm
is
saying
weakness?
that some women will prey on that as weakness. I'm not saying it is, but some women will prey on that. When they feel that they can get away with this and they expect a man to be a man and not to just roll over every time, they lose respect for you.
I mean, some people are just at a stage in their life where they don't want to argue. They just want to, they're not going to stand there and argue with you. Some people will literally walk away from you before they argue. What they used to do, okay, but now they will walk away. Why are you looking like that?
Because didn't we just say this 25 minutes ago?
I'm going by what Tyrone just said. Is that not what we're talking about?
But yeah, I'm saying that you're right. Again, what I'm saying is Tyrone is not wrong. What I'm saying, what can start to happen is that if you continue to do that, walk away every time the woman is doing this, she can possibly lose respect because a woman expect a man, call a damn spade a spade. A woman expect a man to be a man and stand up sometime. And they know sometimes they push the buttons and sometimes you got to push back to put them in their place. And if you continue to walk over a man, that woman will lose respect for you. It's no sugarcoating this no other way. That's the bottom line. Women want a man. And if they feel that they can walk over you, they've lost respect for you.
I mean, when he's saying, man, at the end of the day, I feel like he's saying y'all want to protect her. You don't want nobody who all nimbly, bimbly, and all this other stuff. I mean, if you did, you get a cat. So, I mean, it is real. It is.
Yeah, right.
It is.
Get a bunny or
They
something.
want a man that they can run all over. Some men, some women do want a man that they want to be the head.
Yeah, you're right, and there's always an exception, but I guess we're speaking in the majority. But Tyrone, I know he getting frustrated, so let me get to you. Now, I'm not going there regardless. I'd rather address your smugness and go on about my business. I realized my power was in what I did and not what I said. And then he calls the back and forth some weakness. So, in a sense, arguing with a woman is in a sense, I get where he's coming from. It's weak, but I can't keep bowing down to you when it comes to you always getting your point across.
And I sure wouldn't want you to because I want somebody to talk back.
Wait a minute, now you just said, man, boy, you double.
How am I double backing? Who wants to be talking to someone? And I'm not saying that I'm going to sit there and argue because a lot of times when we're trying to have a conversation, you guys take it as an argument. If we're sitting there and trying to have a conversation and you ignore me because you think I'm arguing with you, I have a problem. No, I just want a conversation. Yeah, my tone may get a little off, but I want to have a conversation with you. But you may think that I'm trying to argue. That's not what I'm trying to do. Okay. So at that point, yes, I want someone that's going to talk back to me.
So
that's what I'm saying.
So this is my my interpretation of it. If you're calling it a conversation and I feel like you're arguing with me, then what is it?
Oh, so it got to be what you saying?
Did I just said if you're calling it a conversation,
yeah,
and I feel like it's an argument, what is it?
A conversation.
From your perspective, it is.
So I don't know what I don't. Okay, that's what I'm saying. You want me to answer it my way or your way?
You answer
that's
it.
A two-sided question.
It's not basically it's a conflict question. I'm asking you if me and you in the heat of the moment, you're saying we're having a conversation, and I'm saying I feel like you're arguing with me. What are we having? I'm asking you. What are we doing?
Nothing.
Exactly. We're not
Trying to
doing.
have a
You're not
conversation.
communicating. You're not communicating. So you
I'm
might as well
trying.
stop. No, you're not.
I am trying to have a
You're
conversation.
trying. You're trying, but he feels you're
Just like
argumentative.
now, I'm
So
trying to have a conversation.
you're
but you like
trying to
put
have a
hands in the
conversation, but you're
camera.
not having a conversation because he thinks you're argumental, and then he's not communicating back, and you're not getting through to him. You're not doing anything.
You're not doing anything.
doing
You're at a stalemate.
You are. So you might as well shut it down.
That is true.
Shut these nuts now.
See? See?
That's-
See?
That's
that.
it. That's that knife. That's
shit
that
right there.
dagger. That's the dagger.
that you just did. So I guess you can start again tomorrow.
I said, don't bring it out me. You bring it out me, you're gonna get it. I try to hold back. Y'all be tuggling like y'all just be wanting me to let loose with y'all. See, I normally I be trying to be quiet. So yeah, and I get it, Brittany. It's all about the tone, and that's exactly right. And that was one of my big things too. I like my tone, like when I try to get my point across, like my tone will sound different. And yes, they would think it's an argument, like I'm trying to argue. But that's something that I still have to work on. But I've worked on that, but I still need to work on that a little more because my tone I can get up there. Because I have people like Fatine that try to talk over me, and then my tone have to shift, and then they think it's an argument. Like now, they think I'm mad. They think I'm trying to argue, but
So
no.
now you know what we thinking. I mean, it is what I didn't think nothing different.
I ain't thinking nothing.
I was just thinking out, where's my glasses? Because I can't see these doggone comments on this screen. That's exactly. Tyrone says, and once again, Tyrone, I used the wrong word. Tyrone wasn't frustrated. I used the wrong word, and I apologize for that. I might say, I don't know who you think you're talking to. I'll address this when you can act like an adult going about my business. Now, that's some shit.
That's a knife though.
I would not do that. I would-
Because now you're using words to cut like a knife. You see what I'm saying?
Tyrone,
'Cause
you
that's
tough for
that's
that
a
one.
dagger, brother.
Tyrone, you tough as shit for that.
That's a dagger, brother.
Yeah.
That's a trigger. That'll trigger a woman, bro. That'll trigger a woman.
It sure will.
Thank you. It would trigger a woman,
Because
bro.
now you're trying to be smart with me now. Instead of just walking on. Now you trying to be those smart words right there.
And what he said, no, that's the truth.
Lois Parker says, correct. There's a breakdown in communication. Gary comes back and says, arguments persist from listening to hollering back and not listening to point. And then Tyrone just said, no, that's truth.
Trigger or truth?
Trigger or truth.
That's
It's
a
a trigger.
trigger. That's
It's
a
a trigger. It's a trigger. It's the bottom line. It's a trigger. Even though the truth is in there, Tyrone, it still can be looked at as a trigger. It's a double-edged sword, brother. You can say the truth, but it can hurt like a knife.
That's a fact.
Come on, bro. Be careful.
So, final thoughts on the letter since it's almost time.
We done went around.
Y'all
the
remember
block.
the letter?
Yeah, I
yeah.
remember it. You know, I gave her the advice. There's no use of repeating. You know, you have to work on yourself. You ask, how do you move on? And basically, you're talking about how do you move on without the pain and the memories. And the memories are always going to be there, but you know that you're making the right decision for you. You made the decision, and you know it's the right decision. Now you have to stand on it. But now you got to work like a addiction. Every day that you can get through it, it makes you stronger to pull away from what you know that is no good for you. He cheated on you. You know that it bothers you, and nothing's going to come out this relationship because you're looking back and saying, I can't move forward. So now you have to move away from the relationship. So now you're going to have to go through the pain, but you're going to have to implement some positive things and turn within and do some things that will help you alleviate from this pain and moving forward.
When it all comes down to it, how does she move past it? It just takes time. There's nothing there's no specific task that you're going to do, in my opinion, that's going to get you over the hump of forgetting about this guy. You're going to be driving and you're going to look at the clock and you're going to wonder what he's doing. You're going to look at some stupid shit on TV and say, I wonder if he's on the same channel. You're gonna still do the same routines if he's still there, and you're gonna realize that maybe you need to switch some shit around, and that's still not gonna help you forget, all the time that y'all had together. So the only thing that heals all wounds is time. So there's no specific activity. You can't go find somebody else and get up under them and think that it's just gonna heal. That's just not gonna happen. You can't go out with your girls clubbing every weekend because that ain't gonna do nothing either. You can't go on long drives, color, paint, none of that shit. The only thing you're gonna do is you just gonna have to live through it, and eventually it'll wear itself off.
Good. You both gave some good advice. But I can say that doing things can drift your mind off of the situation that you're going through. And when I say that, going painting or, going doing something out the norm that you haven't have doing something that you haven't done before. Like there's things that you can do to get your mind off of someone that you love. Um, but to you, as I said at the beginning, pray about the situation, ask God to guide your heart and your footsteps. And hopefully, things I know things will start to turn for you, but you have to try to I mean, Victor kind of broke it down really well. You have to try to stop thinking, and it's very hard to do. Like you just can't like stop thinking about someone that you were spending so much time with, someone who you love. You just can't stop in the middle of your track and just stop thinking. I know I can't. So it's very hard to do, but you have to take your mind elsewhere. That's what I'm saying. Like doing things out of the norm, going to the gym. People, I say it all the time. Gym is a stress reliever. Like you go to the gym. A lot of people go to the gym to clear their minds, and that's a stress reliever for me. Once I start my class and we get to going, it's like that's it for me. But you always got to leave that gym, and it's all gonna start back over again. You thinking, what if, or what he's doing, and how can I see him, or whatever it may be. But just take, and I think someone put that in the comments, just take one day at a time and it all will work out. Just take one day at a time. I know that the pain is there. I know that you are hurting really bad because you want to be with, well, you was probably thinking that this is going to be a lifetime thing with this person, but one day at a time, and just know and believe that you will make it through. And one day you'll be looking back and saying, why did I even stress and cried these many nights and stuff for so long? But definitely take one day at a time. You will definitely make it through it. And thank you for your letter. We appreciate it so much. Thank you to all of you who took the time out to watch us and who takes the time out every Tuesday night. We do this every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Shouts out to Kendra at Journey Soap Bar. She is the sponsor of Tanky Tea of Life, and we will be giving away a gift basket for Father's Day from Journey Soap Bar, from lotions, beard oils, from soaps to all types of things that she have at Journey Soap Bar. Be sure you check her out. 2 locations, one in Hartsville and one in Florence. You can follow her on Facebook, also on TikTok, all social media outlets, Journey Soap Bar. Make sure you follow her and see all the great things that she have in her store. Get ready for Father's Day. That's a great place to shop for the father, the man in your life. Victor, thank you so much.
Oh yeah.
Vic White.
Oh yeah.
And also Brother Fateen, WBLS radio station, New York. Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys for all your hard work each
And
and
our
every week.
matriarch, Sister Veronica.
Thank you so much.
And normally we sometimes end with a man's comment, John. I want to end with Lois Parker comment. She says, "You're not going to forget they exist. You just have to learn to live without them." I thought that was some advice. She got a couple of
Yeah.
hearts on that. So we end with a
Yeah.
female's comment tonight.
Yeah, you're definitely not going to forget. that they exist. That's facts. But time goes on. All right. Well, great. Have a great weekend. Once again, thank y'all so much for watching the Tea. This is where we talk about any and everything. If you would like to be a guest, as Tyrone said, he wished he could call in. I do have a number for the Tea, but I just never remember to put it up there or to shout it out during the show. But if you would like to be a guest, if you have a topic that you want us to talk about, if you have an email letter, tangyteaoflife@gmail.com. Once again, we appreciate each and every one of you for supporting. And you can also support by sending us stars to keep the show going here on Facebook. Head over to YouTube and give us a thumbs up over there as well. Follow us on YouTube as well here on Facebook. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate y'all. Have a great night. Until next time, God bless and enjoy your weekend. Be safe out there and love upon one another. Good night.
Buenas noches.